Hey everybody, this is Artist DQ, and I'm going to be reviewing, what am I reviewing here? Is this the parallel pen? Yes, parallel pen and acid-free markers, okay? This kind of vibe that I'm doing is where I'm laying down blocks of colors first, and then drawing my one continuous line on top of that. So art in one line. My style is where I draw without picking up my pen. So I'm going to walk you through my process, and all processes are different. I'm not saying mine's set in stone or the perfect. It's something you might be like, yo, I don't need any of your advice, it's trash. Perfectly fine. If you want to skip this, that's perfectly fine. Or if you want to just look at this and mute it for kind of creative motivation, that's great. So let's put down this color. I'm kind of laying down the face. I'm doing the same thing that I did with the other videos about block coloring, is where I have 3 colors for every color: a light, medium, and a dark. And it can be more than that. It's not contingent on that. This, I'm just laying down the face really fast. Kind of, this is my own design and style of drawing, so I'm just going to town. I think with this one I was going one direction, then going the other, and then I was like, oh, should he be a Native American, because that's what I was doing, and then I don't know what I was doing, and then I got caught up on the color scheme and using pop colors next to each other to kind of draw in the viewer. All these things are going in my mind. Is it proportional? All that kind of stuff. So all I'm saying is, when you're drawing, just to lighten it up and have fun, let that stuff go if you can, and have fun with it, and then sit back and say, oh, I completed another piece of artwork. Okay, so laying down more of the artwork, making sure, not artwork, colors, kind of seeing where the light and darks are going to be and where the pop colors are going to be, that round part that I just put down. Now putting more color down, laying down, the markers are running out. That blue, now putting down the darker part of his face, laying down the structure some more, laying down the yellows, and kind of just having those contrasting colors to where you're like, it's like, wow, what's that about? These colors next to each other. I mean, you can put these colors with 2 mundane objects and people are drawn to it, because of the contrasty and the feeling that they give you. Now putting in green with the blues, putting more detail in, now popping the face out even more, adding more of the skin tones on that, and you can start to see that these acid-free markers, that when you start to apply them on top of each other, they start to gradually bleed into each other, and they almost look like a painterly watercolor feel, which is cool. And you know, if you don't have these colors or these materials per se, use what you have and mix them together. It's always cool for me to mix materials together and see, do these work together or not, and if they don't, you'll find out, or they might have a happy little accident. You know, just like what was his name, Bob Ross, painting those mountains, and he messes up, he says a happy little accident, and then boom, he has a straight up mountain with a fountain. I'm like, oh, I remember watching that stuff, and I'm like, oh, he messed up in like 2 strokes. It's like, wow, this dude's amazing. All right. I digress. I'm going into coloring his face some more on the left side, getting into how you know, the like his skin tones and all that stuff. Obviously this isn't a real character, but just kind of walking you through my mind, going in with some more of the details and the colors. So in this, yeah, I'm still adding more detail. I wanted to, in this part where I'm adding the fabric, notice how I'm kind of blocking it in chunks, and I'm treating the fabric and the materials differently when I'm laying color down, because they react and act differently. Fabric reacts to light and acts differently. You know, it's like fabric, right? See, but it's different than, you know, this line that hits my skin, and my skin acts differently. So I'm thinking about these things. You know, the beads around his neck, the jewelry, that's going to have a different feel and a different application of color and color shapes. At least to me, this is what I'm, you know, thinking while I'm doing it. So now I'm just kind of coloring it in. Remember, keep it light, keep it simple, lay the structure down that you want, and then come back and keep on applying, starting to lay down more color and more detail. And this is kind of the fun part, where you kind of blah, there's a color, and then you kind of come into the detail and kind of let these things pop. And okay, now I'm gonna let this kind of ride. This is where I use the parallel pen. Once again, I love this pen. It is perfect for thin lines and thick lines. And right here, where is it? Right right here is where I start, okay? So I'm gonna start with the eyeball. I'm coming in with the eye and kind of following the contours that I've already established with the colors. Now with this one line technique, you know, art in one line, it's really fun to me because you have to in real time create something out of the mess ups. And I've been doing this for a long time, and I know when I messed up, and it just, you got to turn it into something. And I really encourage y'all as artists or creatives to apply that everywhere. Like sometimes things aren't going to work out and they messed up, and you just keep on going and kind of truck through. You can see me rotate the pin and the parallel pin to get thick lines and thin lines. I'm going, I'm drawing more of the lines and things that are going to be the detail factors of this, you know. So going into his necklace, once again, still in that one continuous line. Here's that beauty. You see how fat those lines are to do the tracing right there, and then thin, 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 and then fat, thin. So this is the beauty of that pen. Definitely pick one up if you don't have one of these and you want to explore with it. The links of this Pilot parallel pen is below. What am I else? Oh, now I'm going to use the water brush. Okay, so this is where I'm taking the water brush and I'm pulling the black lines that I just laid down with the water to create shade. This is so good because it creates depth in the drawing. Now, if you don't have the watercolor, it's okay. Just maybe contemplate the idea of using different materials next to each other to generate different effects. So once again, here's the big marker. Do I add this in the links? I'll add this in the link. That marker's awesome because now that I'm laying this color down with this choppy feel, it's making this piece of artwork pop out. Now this artwork that I've been drawing has been going on for about 51 minutes. I'm going to scrub some more. You're going to see how this big fat marker is just making this whole thing kind of pop. And now I'm going in with the white out and adding these white little structures and little details and scrubbing this stuff. And then also, like I said in the other videos, I lay these white colors down, then I take my Pilot G210, which is this one that's down there, and then I start adding more detail on top of the white parts, which is really fun. And then add paint markers on top of that. These are great because you can apply this on top of those black lines and then create depth because it won't get soaked into the black. It will stay on top of it. And then just keep on adding those red marks, and then boom, there it is. I think that one took 64 minutes. Okay, so everybody, you know, to each his own on art. You know, it's subjective, but to me, you know, if you like art, think about just applying the structures down. Don't overthink it. Lay the colors down, sink into some good music or some therapeutic mind stuff and lay the stuff down, and then just keep on going. If y'all have any characters or supplies you want me to review, let me know, and like, comment, do all that kind of stuff. It's real, and it absolutely helps. Share this, you know, if you have other artists, friends, or family members that like art. And yeah, leave comments below. Y'all have a blessed day and take care.
Don't forget to hit the bell icon. Check out our art tees and art books. Enjoy. Artist CQ. Subscribe.